from KAMR Local 4 News, your local election headquarters. This is Politics Today.
Saturday was Election Day all across the High Plains. We'll take a look at some of the biggest races and issues on the ballot, including that $14 million bond proposal for the city of Canyon. We'll detail what voters decided. Who will represent the city of Amarillo? Voters decided that on Saturday night. Thanks for joining us. Let's get right to it. We'll start with the race for mayor. Cole Stanley looking to serve his second term in that spot, third overall on the council. Mayor Cole Stanley got that other term. He received 59% of the vote. Here's Politics Today's Princess Bryant with the winner.
Andy, the numbers for the municipal election for the mayor race are final. Mayor Cole Stanley will be on city council for his third time and sitting on city council for his second time as mayor for the city of Amarillo. I'm going to bring in Mayor Cole Stanley right now to talk a little bit more about the term and what he'll do differently as he steps on. So Mayor Stanley, tell me, what do you want to bring to this term that you didn't bring to the previous one?
Well, thank you guys for being here tonight. It's turned out to be a good night. I just want to extend my sincere gratitude to every person that put their name on a ballot, subjected themselves to way more than I think any of us have seen here in Amarillo in a long time. And so it means a lot to go ahead and get this one behind us so that we can get back to focusing on the work. You have a strong council that wants to do the work, and the work is the people and serving the people. And so we're going to continue to put forward those priorities.
And talking about the work that the city council is going to do, tell me with this term, how are you guys going to take kind of the critiques you got from voters and work on that and build on that in this term?
Sure. I think that some of the things that we've been working on already, you guys just haven't seen them. So like the municipal utility district is really going to enable Amarillo to grow, and to grow in a way where we're adopting those properties into the city so that we expand our tax base. We're not pushing people outside of the city limits, making them build less dense housing. Also, our AEDC is looking at several projects that are going to be fantastic for Amarillo. I mean, carved out exactly like what you want and what you need when you're talking big industry that's sustainable and has those high-paying jobs. And so we'll focus some efforts there, but then we'll really put a lot of our time in that budget right off the bat once we get everybody onboarded.
All right, Mayor Stanley, thank you.
Getting now to Amarillo City Council Place 1, an open seat after Councilman Josh Kraft decided he was not going to be running for another term. That race being called for Tim Reed. He received 61% of the vote. Here's Politics Today's Blas Guerrero with the winner.
I'm here in Hodgetown with Amarillo City Council candidate for Place 1, Tim Reed. Tim, you just won your race. How are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling really good. Before we go into anything, I really want to thank Patrick and Sherry and Wendy for putting their name on the line. It takes a lot to do that, and it takes a lot to build a campaign and go out and see it through. They ran good campaigns. It was clean and it was honest, and I'm proud of all of them.
So now that you're officially elected, what's the first thing you'll be doing as the City Council for Amarillo?
Well, it's like going to any new job that you do. There's a little bit of trepidation because you really don't know the job and what you're getting into. So the first thing is to sit down and really look at what it is I need to do. And I know there's training sessions that we'll go through and the things that we can and can't do. I just hope that those people that put the trust in me, and even those who didn't vote for me, that they give me some time, number one, but also realize that I represent them. It's a city position, and all of the people in Amarillo, every citizen counts and matters, and I'm there willing to listen to them and understand what their issues might be and come up with some answers.
All right, Tim Reed, thank you for your time today. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
At Hodgetown, Blas Guerrero for Politics Today.
Thank you. Coming up next, we'll take a look at the race for Amarillo City Council Place 3, where Councilman Tom Sherlin is looking to serve another term. We may need extra innings on that one. We'll also cover Place 4, where incumbent Les Simpson looking for re-election. Welcome back, everyone. Amarillo City Council members in Place 3 and 4 are looking to serve another term, but will they get that opportunity? The race going to be a runoff. Current Councilman Tom Sherlin receiving 47%. David Prescott receiving 45%. Very close race here. Here's Politics Today's Max Preston. Actually, we're not going to go to Max Preston right now. What I do want to do is just kind of focus in here that Sherlin and Prescott will have about 6 weeks to continue campaigning before the runoff. For election night, Councilman Sherlin told us that he works hard to get answers for the citizens of Amarillo and spoke to his supporters about what he needs between now and June.
This is our core group, and I need y'all for 6 weeks, and we'll have a good ending to this election. Amen.
Councilman Sherlin will go head-to-head with David Prescott. Here's Jack Kessler with that candidate.
Joined now by David Prescott, who's running for City Council Place 3. So I know you guys are going into a runoff. We found that out earlier tonight. So talk to me a little bit about how you're feeling right now with it going into a runoff.
You know, I'm very excited. I'm very thankful for all the folks in Amarillo that came out and supported my campaign. You know, from the start, we've had a lot of cutting edge things that we've talked about, and you know, one being the wastewater treatment center and all the problems we've had there. So I'm very thankful that we have a lot of support. Clearly it was a very close race. You know, but the main thing I really want to stress in a runoff is we have so much division in Amarillo right now. Everyone is so sick of the mailers. They're so sick of the negativity that has been in this past election cycle. And going into the runoff, it is my prayer for Amarillo that we can have unity, that we can bridge the anger on both sides, and really what is going to move Amarillo forward. And Amarillo moving forward is going to be a city council that is unified in a shared mission and getting things done. We don't need any more disruptors or disruption. We need to move forward as a city and take care of the citizens, and that is my prayer going forward. There's been some incredible results tonight, incredible folks that have won, and I look forward in a month joining that team and lending my expertise and experience, which is what the city needs. And I look forward to joining the team that's been established thus far and moving this city forward.
Now I know as you guys go into this runoff, what's the plan? What's the next step for you guys?
You know what? We're going to strategize on that tomorrow. I have a great team that has gotten me this far, and we're going to formulate a strategy that is going to put us over the top.
All right, Mr. Prescott, we appreciate you joining us. This is Jack Kessler for Politics Today.
Jack, thank you. Finally, let's get to place 4. Another incumbent, Councilman Les Simpson, looking to serve another term. Simpson picks up the election with 69% of the vote. Here's what he told us on election night.
The voters have really spoken as to what the key issues are when it comes to the wastewater treatment plant and getting roads fixed and paved, sewer lines, and those types of things. So what I hope this future council will do is to be able to put the distractions aside. We had a lot of distractions over the last 2 years that took up a lot of time and really kept us from focusing on the issues that I think voters spoke loudly and clearly about that they want to get fixed.
The City of Canyon asked its voters to say yes to a $14 million bond that would improve the fire department, police department, and build a new animal shelter. Let's take a look at those results. It's hard to get a bond passed. They get it done, though. 54% of the vote with 100% of the precincts reporting. Water, it's a big issue here on the High Plains. So we'll take a look at who will represent this area on the Groundwater Conservation Board. And some area schools have propositions on the ballot. We've got results. The future of water is a top issue here in the state and here on the High Plains. So we're looking at the race for Panhandle Groundwater Conservation District. Currently, Lee Peterson with the win, 55% of the vote, beating Potter County GOP Chair Dan Rogers. 4 out of the 7 people running for Amarillo ISD Board of Trustees looking to be elected to another term. Here are the results. Again, the top 4 getting a seat on the board: Don Powell, Tom Warren II, David Nance, and current board president Doyle Corder. They will serve on the board. Now to the College Board of Regents for Amarillo College. Johnny Mize, Dr. Paul Proffer, and Dr. David Woodburn, all looking to be re-elected. You can see those results right there on your screen. It looks like we'll finish up there. Now to Cress ISD. They have 2 props on the ballot. Prop A is for a bond to update school buildings, buy buses, and retrofit vehicles for safety and security. That passed overwhelmingly with 81% of the votes. Prop B is a bond to acquire or renovate the football field. That gets the the thumbs up from voters, 76% of the voters saying yes. 8 other cities across the High Plains were electing a mayor this weekend. Let's get to some of those races. This is for mayor of Lake Tanglewood. Taylor Bell picking up the win there. We move now to Silverton. Lane Garvin, the current mayor, wins another term, but it was close. He had 6 more votes than Chase Stidham. Now to White Deer. Mayor Pro Tem Nick Ball looking to lead in the mayoral role with 45% of the vote. Looks like that one will be going to a runoff. Also heading to a runoff, Mike Borger and Jimmy Chaney looking to be the top vote getters there in Pampa. From our understanding, again, that'll be a runoff. Borger leads with 45% of the vote. Heading to McLean now, where current Mayor Tanner Hess looking to be reelected. He ended up with 50% of the vote. He gets another shot. Ending with the mayoral race in Sanford, where Mayor Dallas Shelton was looking for another term, but Larry Phelan picking up the win with 71% of the vote. Again, I mean, it's a difference of 10 votes there in Sanford. City of Amarillo celebrating the opening of their women's health clinic, what services will be offered and how they hope to expand services in the future. And do you have a real ID? What does that even mean? Stick around, we've got that story coming up after this. Earlier this week, the Amarillo Public Health expanded their services and opened the Women's Health Clinic. APH received funding from City Council in October. It hopes the clinic will make women's health care and maternal health care more accessible in the area. Politics Today's Maya Clark has the story.
The Women's Health Clinic, an opportunity to have healthier women, healthier families, and a healthier community for Amarillo and surrounding areas.
We wanted to be able to provide a clinic here on this side of town for women who might need the service, and so we're super excited. Today's day one. We're able to care for women with Pap testing, referrals for mammograms.
The Women's Health Clinic will also offer services to help navigate Medicaid, provide contraception, and meet other needs women may have.
As women, as moms, we tend to take care of others before we take care of ourselves, and so this is a great opportunity to take care of ourselves as women. And so being able to do that and to be able to prevent illness before it happens is really cost saving, it's life saving, and so we're ready to help women do that.
In October, Amarillo City Council approved funding to help kickstart the clinic. Mayor Cole Stanley shared the women's clinic is something that can grow with the community.
What it does is it provides a foundation where we would like to be able to continue to support an entity like this, not just to take care of those new moms and those new babies, but also to reach into the other types of care that we need in some of our neighborhoods and community members that can't afford the type of quality that they need in that healthcare industry.
Stoughton says there are no eligibility requirements to be seen at the women's clinic. She says there is a small fee, and they do offer a sliding fee scale for patients who need it. Stoughton says their message to the community is that they are open and ready to take care of women in Amarillo and the Texas Panhandle. The deadline for having a real ID approaches, and local airport officials spoke about why this is needed. Officials say U.S. residents looking to board an airplane for a domestic flight will need a real ID compliant driver's license by this Wednesday. People with licenses that are not real ID compliant will need another form of approved identification.
If you don't have a real ID, we can't guarantee that you will be allowed access to the checkpoint and thus allowed to travel. We also can't guarantee that it will be fast. We recommend that you get here 2 hours before your domestic flight, 3 hours before your international flight. But if you don't have a real ID, add 2 hours to that, so make it 4 and 5 hours before your flight.
Again, officials add, if you still need a real ID, visit your state driver's license agency's website to see exactly what is required. A federal funding cut is affecting some Amarillo nonprofits. Now dozens of groups scrambling to keep services going. Politics Today's Blas Guerrero explains how this funding cut will also impact the people they serve.
Across the Texas Panhandle, dozens of nonprofits are reeling after sudden cuts to AmeriCorps, a national service program that provided viral staffing and support.
Staff funding that comes to help support the place comes out of WT's AmeriCorps, and we found out Saturday that with the cuts that was actually one of the things that were in fact cut nationwide was the AmeriCorps program, and that's where we received about 70% of a portion of our salaries.
The place, along with its partners, Refugee Language Project, Square Mile, and We Find in Love, help area refugees and immigrants. But more than 30 other organizations in the area have also lost key staff.
Our AmeriCorps staff works at the place, working directly with the folks who come in with everything from social services to, helping them with citizenship, all those things. When they're gone, if we don't have those employees there, it's hard for us to figure out how do we keep the doors open and provide those services.
Nationwide, the cuts remove around $370 million in AmeriCorps grants, affecting 35,000 members and nearly 300 organizations.
First reaction to everybody who's, as an AmeriCorps member, we're all pretty much going to school full-time and working with nonprofits full-time. So we woke up and we didn't have a job. And some nonprofits were in a better position to be able to keep employees on or shift their role.
For Sheridan, she was able to keep her job through rearranging staff at a challenging time.
Nonprofits are not able to fundraise enough for specifically employee salaries, pensions, anything, which is why the AmeriCorps program was so integral, because it helped cover some of those salaries.
According to the Associated Press, the White House cited more than $40 million in AmeriCorps payments issues in 2024. White House blames the problem on insufficient documentation, calculation errors, and miscoded expenses. President Trump signed an executive order to cut funding to PBS and NPR. Following that, the organizations are responding at the local and national level. Public Broadcasting Service CEO Paula Kerger shared a statement saying the president's blatantly unlawful executive order, issued in the middle of the night, threatens our ability to serve the American public with educational programming as we have for the past 50-plus years. We are currently exploring all options to allow PBS to continue to serve our member stations and all Americans. Locally, the PBS general manager shared they need the community's support to showcase the work they're doing and its impact.
Our grassroots support is what we need to help us make a difference. What we're hearing is that lawmakers in D.C. have had 500,000 calls, letters, all from an outpouring of people calling in support of PBS stations all around the country.
When we spoke with our local NPR about this a month ago, Executive Director Quentin Hope shared that about 16% of their income comes from federal funding, while the rest comes from donations. Losing funding could impact their services, outreach, and infrastructure. If you have a child who lives in House District 87, there's a program for those interested in public service. Details coming up next. Students who are interested in public service have a chance to learn on the state level. Texas Representative Caroline Fairley announced the applications are open for the Legislative Page program. Students ages 10 to 18 can sign up for an opportunity to experience public service on the state level. Applicants have to live in House District 87 and be able to travel to Austin and back. You can reach out on the website there or the email on your screen. We appreciate you staying tuned. As always, head over to myhighplains.com for more.